The Americans' game used to be long range but mixtures. Now, China's game is long range. That's why it's the way it is. Long range game. America's game is short range. What do? We have to get a quarter. Every quarter, you have to make some money for us, right? In business. Therefore, and in government, the government can't invest no huge amount of money in public works, because all of that money will go to the benefit will be in 10 years and he'll be out of office, right? He can't invest. He has to, every company in America has to, when it brings 2 or 3 companies together, he'll have to sell off assets, because the president got to make money for the stockholders. Now, this quarter, they have sealed their own doom. They cannot invest in the future. They cannot invest in the long game. China invests in the long game, Belt and Road Initiative. Everything China is doing is way out there. And the U.S. owed China $2-3 trillion. I don't know how many trillion. They owe. There's a difference. We, remember, everything you read about us was protracted struggle. That means today, tomorrow don't have nothing to do with it. Protracted, long range. Now we've arrived at the first stage of the long range. That means for the last, let's say, 40 years, we have been arranging. First 10 years, you're adjusting. The next 10 years, you're trial and error. The last 10 years, we know what we've been doing. There ain't no surprise. You're going to fill us up, and then you're going to leave. So what we do when you're filling us up, we bought all the property we could get. We bought it right away. When we, only one group ever gave us a big lump sum of money. Well, like $100,000. But we bought that property over there. The guy that was doing the work on the place at that time was Iranian. He wanted all the money. He says, don't buy that property. I said, oh, no, I'm buying that. He wanted to get that money for himself. Of course, they make sure that they cut all the access, because we kept rolling. We built this, we built that, but we still have it. It's ours. So the Islamic revival, we start on raising a war chest. We're not talking about the money we're going to get from the government out there. They've got to pay us a certain amount, because they done did wrong. But we're not counting on that. We're not counting on that. We're counting on what we're going to raise ourselves. You see what I mean? So everybody will know when we come out flying, they won't be, see, they got all that money from the government. They let, no. We started this now. The Islamic revival starts now. The Islamic revival started last year. The Islamic revival, we've been in the transitional stage. Are we Fukara? Are we Masakin? But not Ameline, who are Nafatul Ibn Sabil, the son of the road, the travelers. Fi sabilillah. Out of all of these, we fit that, because that covers everything. Fi sabilillah. Our dawah, our work, everything we do, classically, is fi sabilillah. We need help for all of those things. But we're not going to allow needing help to control our development. We're just not going to do that. Okay, so next Ramadan, let the court control that. All that we're going to do. Independence, we have it. Is anyone else independent? Some people might be, but not really. We are independent of everybody except Allah. We're just independent. That means we love everybody and we're going to try to help. The bigger we get, the more we're going to help. But we don't care whether they like us, support us, or what they do. We have found ourselves in a position, and we have to do those things that it seems best according to Quran, Sunnah, history, and our personal experience. That's why we put it out there like that. Believe it or not, everything we do, the first thing we do is filter it through Quran. It don't seem like it, it don't sound like it until, you know what I mean? It don't sound like it until we go through it step by step, but when, otherwise, everything we do is filtered through Quran. Our attitude, our behavior. If they try to overwhelm us with bad, we repel them with good. We go give the people that sit there to slow our money down, we give them money. Here you go. Then they all go, right, me too. All the police, not the police, but they're not police like agents. They're just like Romanos, gypsies. They're gypsies. They're everywhere. They're fixing fenders, right? Knock on the door, do your sidewalk, anything. You get a pitiful job, boy, anyway, it's a long story. But they're gypsies. But we're not anti-gypsy. Okay, I'll move toward a close. We say real up-close study. Yeah. In a battle, you follow up the battle and you exploit, you exploit the enemy. But our victory has been by luring the enemy in deep. We have lured the people in, and everybody else is trapped and helpless. Anybody, no matter who is on this thing, they're trapped. We're not trapped, they're trapped. Everybody's trapped. Everybody has done what they did and then said what they're going to say. And now we're putting them on trial. That's what the whole thing has been about all the time. What do we call it? A grand jury. We did grand jury to death, them to death. Now that is a historical precedent. It's enough CDs and DVDs that no matter what they do, some of it, any researcher could find enough stuff. People take everything and throw it away. It won't make no difference. It's enough. Any researcher that wanted to research this period, the last 20, the last 30 years, the last 40 years, they can find it in lectures and cassettes on everything. They can piece it together. Enough people done download it. I know that everybody's not listening to this. It's very simple. I don't know what button they push or how, but I know that ain't hardly nobody paying attention. The government, they got more government watching this than they do the public because of the response. The response. It ain't possible that we put all of this out and ain't nobody calling but the dummies in Oakland. It's too much. There's too many Muslims in America. There's too many. Did you see that? Man. But still they can't stop nothing. The explosion will be geometric. Mathematical is 5 times 5 is 25, that's mathematical. Geometric is boom! It just explodes. I believe that's where we're headed now. If not, so what? The long range, patience, sabr, ability to continue day in and day out for decades is not common. Without losing any fire or energy or passion, people quit and give up. Technically, except for us, I don't see nobody doing this type of job. None. I don't see nobody doing it. Okay, so they're doing something, but I don't see them doing this. Why? What's up? What's so unique about us? We're the only ones see what's going on? Ain't possible. So, As-Sabiqun, Masjid, school, business, all that, money management according to that. Okay. We are good money managers. That's one thing about Jahiliyyah. It taught. It's not that you don't depend on people, but you know, see, when the hammer falls and you always standing there by yourself, you already know the rule. The good thing about the criminal enterprise is it teaches you in this, everybody loves you, but when this stuff go down, you by yourself. That's the rule. There's nothing you can do about it. That's the rule. I never took nobody with me to South America or nowhere else. They came over when we got set up. They came over when you got it set up. All they got to do is come over on a plane and you load them up, pack them up, and send them back to America. But the adventure of going and setting that all up to finding out what's what and getting right, that's the adventure. And that's people, they talk adventure. But that type of adventure, okay. So, money management has played a part. I mean, when you add up the physical parts of all of this, a lot of it has to do, the physical part is money management. You just don't let the Americans get it all your money. Don't make no difference. Don't make no difference what you do. You go, oh no, you ain't getting the old heavy-set woman called from California, but they transferred the bank account to them. Of course we gotta get it back. It's no problem. They've made too many. It's no problem at all. She called me and said, yeah, you said you haven't been broke in 50 years. That's what I said on the thing. I said, I'm not, and hung up. What do you think? I'm dumb enough to put all the wealth in a doggone bank account? What do we think about bank accounts? Empty them out. Remember, we got friends that needed help. We emptied out our account. Empty, it's empty. You know, there's $581 in all the accounts put together. A little while later, it's $100,000. $100,000. And we call that the 10% rule. Remember that? and we mentioned Imam Jamil, and we're going to do this and do. That's what all of that was for. Did it stop? No, we just have to do it this go round. It's a long story. We thank everyone for participating. But the real participation means different things to different people. So we say to our dear friends, this is a wonderful experience. Categories of Zakat, Fuqara, Masikin, Amilin alayhi, Mu'allafatul Qulub. All of those people. We fit in several of those categories. In closing, imagine that the Muslims have blinded you. I don't think they would read this and understand it and do what they're doing. I think they just, the board of directors just acting off their mouths. We need a new Zerubbabel. And they keep all the money for themselves. And you're going to come and get, you know, we had just, I mean, it was only $2 in my box. And I asked the guy, do you think this $2 here is going to hurt you guys? Do you think this is going to hurt you? We just, I was like, I understand. And now we're not into arguing with the police, we're not going to fight the police. We may just lay down in the street, we can do what we want. The white folks do it, right? Yeah. You know, I did that before when the sixth thing was over there, sixth thing. I was laid out. They say, the white lady at the police, he's depressed. Shoot, I was having fun. But now, finally, after about 2 hours of that, and going back and forth down, the lieutenant came, and I was handcuffed behind. If I wasn't in good shape, him and a couple of the boys snatched the cuffs like this, and they pulled me up the stairs. So imagine they just tore all of my chest. You know, they pulled me with the hand, they just grabbed the handcuffs. They didn't grab my arm, they grabbed the handcuffs and dragged me up the stairs. And then dragged me in the room. So they had police and another. They said, I wouldn't like for them to do me like that. I said, I don't care what you like. I said, I'm not you. In other words, I don't care what they do. That, you know, anyway, so are there any questions, any comments at all?
Yeah, a brother asked, he said, Salam, what text is Imam Musa reading from right now?
That's Surah 9, Ayat 60. Okay. Surah 9, Surah Tawbah, Ayat 60. That's the text that I read. It has the 8 categories of Zakat. And it's linked to Zakat Ul-Fitr. Zakat Ul-Fitr. And Zakat Ul-Fitr have a special characteristic. It's definitely for the poor and the needy and those people. That's okay. And then the other categories of Zakat fit in with that. So Surah Tawbah, Ayat 60, which covers those 8 categories of, I'm sure most people don't even know the basis. Some people know the 8 categories, but I'm sure you just ask somebody who category, I didn't give out the card, I don't know. So, are there any more questions or comments? Any more questions or comments at all?
What do you, like concerning, you know, our brothers out there at ICM, like what's the process that kind of takes you from, you know, giving out vouchers and stuff, and then eventually winds up to where they at today, you know?
Okay,
Like,
where they are now.
it takes you that far
I
off.
don't know what they're giving out. They might still be giving some assistance to Masjid Muhammad and other. See, several years ago, they replaced me with them. So maybe 3 years ago, I had to contact Masjid Muhammad to get whatever they was giving. I think it was $2,500, something like that. Okay. Now, a few years ago, whether it was, if you go back 5, 6, 10 years ago, time is passing. We were the first community to believe in, you know, we believe in the Ummah. Other people kind of stayed in there, you know, their little own click driveway. We know we're Ummah. We knew it then, we know it now. We've never been just Sunnis, just Shias, just African Americans, just none of that stuff. We're Muslim first, and we really feel it, and we love the Muslims. You would have to have been a Muslim like 40 years ago or something, when everybody was, they didn't have these big organizations there, and it was a different feeling, a totally different feeling than it is now. But what took them from giving, first of all, they're letting the big groups steal their akira. Groups like the two main groups that have targeted us in this region is not Darlene, but Adams. The Imam out there, Imam Masjid, and what's the other guy? Ridwan Jaka and those guys. I was going to a meeting with 4 people, Ridwan Jaka and the Sudanese guy, this was Imam Masjid, Nahidian, out of Manassas, Abu Faz, Shia member, and Imam Malik, whatever his name was, it was over at Howard. Jahari. So they had a meeting, this is well over 10 years ago, probably 15. Why haven't you been coming around? He said, nobody's contacted me. He said, ever since you turned it over to Jahari, he hasn't contacted me. I said, plus he's the same guy that we had all the wonderful programs over at Howard, remember that, a long time ago?
Yeah.
And he became the chaplain over there. And he cut all that and said, we was something or other. So he just, which technically, you know, had nothing to do with it, he just cut all those programs that we were having. It was beautiful because Blackburn Center there, and it was neutral. See, Howard was neutral, so we could have a program and other people would not have to come here. They'd come there. Remember a long time ago, we had most of our programs at Howard.
Yep.
Not here. Because it's neutral, we ought enough sense to know that we're not going to have, if we just have it at the Masjid, some people are going to, but if it's a good program, and so, those are the main protagonists. there was some words passed between myself and Jahari, Abdul-Malik, so I kind of lit him up a little bit. Boom, boom, boom. This is the last time I got that. And so, Nahidian, Bahram got in front of my face and he took his hand and twisted my shirt. So if you don't get your hands off me, I'm going to drop you behind. He thought we was that close, he could do that. I said, no, so I used to stay out of his place on the farm. He's the one that turned all the brothers, headed them in a different, certain direction. He's been around here for a good 50 years. All the fitna with Abdul-Alim, the Islamic Brotherhood,
Islamic Party.
All of them, he was right there. You know what he told me? We had big plans for you. We had big plans for you. What about my own plans for myself? And Allah's plan, of course. That's how tight they thought they had everything. We use that, we remember that. So we remember their arrogant attitude. That was 15 years ago. You got to remember, arrogance, you use it against them, it's a weapon. That's why it was so easy to do what we did. They knew we're going to break this guy, we're going to bust up this stuff, we're going to do, that's what they was thinking. Ain't none of that happened, none of it. And now they're sitting there like a baboon, you know the baboons with their red, shiny butt sticking up in the air, that's them. All of them. All of Oakland, all of LA, the two places in LA. You gotta remember, the different schools with all of that, everybody, all of them are gonna have to answer for that. Because Allah is Al-Hasib, the accountant, but there's an accountant, there's me and you. We gotta keep account too. That's our job. And I'll close with this. We've always had to, whether we're gonna spend, well, I used to talk to Brother Tufel about it. It was like whether we would spend 80% or 20%. Whether we would spend 20% of our energy taking care of all of this stuff, and 80% going forward. Well, we got a number in our head. This little drawing has been here for 15 to 20 years, or more than that. So we have thought about this over and over. How much energy are we going to put on the accounting of all of their stuff? Now remember, we put them in, they are trapped. Ain't nothing they can do. They can't get out. They can't get out. It's trapped. It's too tight. We hold them into the trap. Okay? They can't get out of that trap. Or whether we're going to spend 80% going ahead, or 80%, that's our decision. We can 50-50, 15-85, we can do what we want. But we're going to California to institute a serious stage. This is a great stage in our movement. And we're going to try to leave here on the 1st or the 2nd of July, or something like that. And so we're trying to put all our little writings together so we can go on out there and get busy. This is like a great experience. It's like, it's a great experience, that's all I can say. We look forward to it. We don't have nothing about nothing. And ain't nobody can do anything about it. And so that's that. Any more questions or comments?
Yeah, that's
So no, we thank everybody for participating, and we're off on a nice little road. Thank you very much, Akula County Highland Staff.